even to growth. You're looking at, let me call them mature things. And this is really an honor. And in my heart, in my life, I've always been yearning for, looking for opportunities to just be able to hang out with people, especially of your age and stage. And I find a lot of life and to just be able to interact with you guys, share the little I know. So today I'm here just to speak more or less. I'm not here to command anything or speak like an expert on anything, but just to share stuff like a big brother. Yeah, those things of. I had a big brother who, when he was a very good like narrator. Let me use the word storyteller. So while we were in primary school, he had already gone to high school boarding, and so he was the first one to go to boarding among us. And when he went to boarding school, whenever he came back, I tell you, man, the brother had stories of boarding school. And he's the one who influenced me to go to boarding school, where we went to boarding school, because I was called to three schools in high school, but I was bent on the place my brother schooled because of the stories he used to come home with. And so I could say he was a positive influence and an inspiration for me to want to go to school where I went. And I do not regret going to school there. So you can see the power of influence. So take it for me. I'm just like a big brother coming, just sharing with you a little tips of some things that may be of interest to you out here. And also having gone through school like you, I can be able to relate with you guys and just give you some tips that may be very useful to you. Yeah, so that's the posture I'm taking, and I'm really glad for the RCA Resource Cloud Academy team. You guys are doing extraordinary things, and just to be able to put together a forum in which people receive wisdom, people receive guidance, and people receive inspiration. Like I had one say, I think it was Mark talking about looking for inspiration. That is important. There are certain things that keep people balanced in life and keep people on the right track. There are certain things that you can say are guardrails to help people stay on the right track. One is knowledge, correct knowledge, continuous correct knowledge. Second is good relationships. Like this, you can call this a network, a good relationship. Those are the things that facilitate people on their journey of career and growth, and even just a personal well-being and development as a human being. And the third and very important is inspiration. So when you have a forum that provides knowledge, it provides network, and it provides inspiration, those are very important ingredients for any human being to grow and become everything they should become. Yeah. So let me just do a quick scan to try and understand the people I'm talking to and all that. So first of all, I'll need guidance from James and Tim. How much time do I have so that I know how to split between what I'll say and Q&A? And then secondly, what's the composition? I see we are like 20 of us and all that. So are we all from the same? Okay, I think I had someone from Nakuru.
Yeah, okay, Eric, on that. So you have right now it's around 9:30. You can present to 9:55. Then you have 5 minutes for Q&A, and we call it a day. And for our audience is it comprises of students from major universities across Kenya. That's why you're hearing others from Nakuru. There are people from JKUAT, KU, the Kimathi all over. And apart from that, we also have members who are employed who are just here to gain more insight from you. So it's a mixed variety.
Fantastic. Somebody saying, I think it's Asante. I'm joining from TZ.
Oh yeah,
And we
sure.
have an international audience. What's the power of technology?
Yeah.
I am feeling very honored. Okay, so I will beg your permission to increase the Q&A, so that I'd rather finish earlier and have a much more room for Q&A. Just let me flip it like that. I won't bust the time, but I will finish earlier to allow Q&A, because I believe interaction and conversation is part of maybe what some people have come also expecting, and they would have questions or comments. What I've learned is that when we all mutually share, is that there's increase in knowledge. And so, yeah. So welcome to all those joining from diaspora in Kitale and the rest. And I want to share one thought today. I will limit myself to well, I have one objective. My one objective is just to help all of us, including myself, to appreciate opportunity. That's my one objective. And I have one approach. One approach is just to help you identify the opportunity you have in your current environment. And by environment, I mean your school and workplace. Yeah. For now, I have the honor to be able to speak from both sides. So that's the approach. My objective is to help you appreciate your opportunity. The approach I will use is just to try and help you open your eyes to identify the opportunity that you have. And there is a wrong philosophy that I want to debunk. So I will be doing that. And I'm going to finish with a call for action. A call for action is I will simply share some ideas of how you can take full advantage of what you have. Because after I help you see the opportunity you have, it may be good to share some one or two thoughts on how to take advantage of what you have. So simple as that. So like James said, I'm Erick Odipo. I was in JKUAT once. And so JKUAT is not the only place I've been. I've been honored to study elsewhere, other things. But yeah, I know for your purposes, in JKUAT, I finished in, I keep forgetting, I must have graduated class of either 2005 or 6, one of those. Yeah. So I love my time in school. And I always remember one thing. The first day we joined school, and then we had this meeting, and our professor, the one of the deputy vice chancellor, the deputy vice chancellor academic affairs, he was called Professor Tairu. He came and they were giving speeches, and he gave a speech and he said, from his own experience when he was school, he told us he was in campus in the 70s, and he told us that campus of all his life has been to many places, he has done many things, but his life in school is one of the most memorable and formative time of his life. And then he told us the same. You have just joined school and all that, but just remember, this will be one of your most memorable stage of your life and most formative stage of your life. I held on to those words, and up to now, I am still attesting to that. That was a grand opportunity. So, to my objective for today is just to help us appreciate the opportunity that we have. And I want to point it out that your current environment of school and work is a grand opportunity. And here is how I'll use it to help you see the opportunity. Every generation has its opportunity. There's really no generation that has an opportunity more than every generation has its opportunity. What is opportunity? Opportunity is a set of circumstances coming together, in which if you take advantage, you will grow and advance. It's a set of circumstances, like it could be people, it could be knowledge, it could be problems in the society, even a chance to study, or what is trending at that time. That set of circumstances coming together provide for you an opportunity that you can take advantage of. And yours right now, the time, those of you are studying and those of you are working and those of you are doing both, this is yours. This is yours. The opportunity that you have right now is very vast. One, you have an industry that is very versatile. Right now, the industry that is there is quite different from a little while back, whereby the industry was had an appetite for very specific, maybe degrees or something for you to work. But now the industry is very versatile, has a very huge appetite for people to come and work. The industry right now does not discriminate too much, especially on your basic degree. The qualifications that the industry now looks for when it wants to onboard people have changed, have shifted beyond just what you did as a first degree, and they are putting a lot of emphasis and weight on other things. Things like your soft skills, things like your teachability. So I find it interesting that there are certain jobs that I have had a CEO saying that they know that when someone is coming to their company, they don't know their staff, what the company does. They don't know, and they are ready to teach somebody anything as long as they come with a teachable spirit, like their attitude. So it's interesting how the industry has changed, whereby even though at one point they would strongly demand you come knowing the stuff, here you have opportunities where you come being teachable, and they are like, how do you demonstrate teachability? Well, let's see some of the things you've been trying to learn by yourself, even while you were in school. So it's not necessarily the certification that gave you the opportunity, but the certification demonstrated your teachability and your hunger for knowledge and your attitude towards learning new things and growth. And then they will teach you how they do their work and they teach their business. So you have a great environment. Another thing that is in your environment right now is that you have opportunity in terms of very widespread access to knowledge and tools. You guys can really practice out things. You can try out things. If for those of you in the IT space, you have so many tools. The sheer number of courses that are there that you can do, you can upskill yourself. The sheer number of hubs to practice. You have your Amazon spaces, your GitHubs, you have spaces or in online, all manner of forums. People can talk, and then you have a huge number of blogs. Like whatever topic you're interested in, you can go and pick out and find a whole list of bloggers just talking and you know solving the same problem. It's really widespread, that opportunities that you have now. We had very limited when I was in school. When I was doing my project, I remember my project was both hardware and software, and then a writer. Then I remember part of my project, there's a small piece of the software code where I needed a timer, a 60-second timer, a module that could do that as part of my project. Now, with the basic language of coding I used that time, I didn't know how to create a 60-second timer. So I was already cracking my head trying to research, and we didn't have much internet and all, to try and see how do you use this language to create a 60-second module, because I needed it for a part of my process. And as I'm talking, one time I'm talking to a classmate. He's like, you need a timer. Well, but I've created a timer. His project had some modules that were 60-second time. He's like, just come and pick mine. So I quickly came and copy pasted. Well, it were not flashed, so I had to just write the code the way it is. Then I went and created it, and I had my 60-second timer. Right now, that cannot be a problem right now. I mean, whatever you want to do, you find somebody has already created tools for that. So you guys have a lot of access to knowledge. That is the opportunity you have. And thirdly, you have an industry that has a huge appetite for the industry you have is defining the academics. So it's not like you're going to an industry telling them, I have a certification and I'm worth it. It is the industry who shaped that certification. It's the industry who defined the certification, professional certifications that are there, be it for cloud, be it for security and all that. It is the industry that defined them. So if you go to the industry and you have this certification, the industry is very excited. And so you have great opportunity now to work, even while you're studying. I had a privilege to work while I was a student, but it was not like some of you are doing, like, at the online working and all. No, I had to restructure my classes literally to be in the evening and on weekends, because now you had to go to work during the day and all. So I didn't have there was no option at working from home, remote working, or hybrid kind of a structure. And so you guys have that is a vast opportunity whereby you are able to make better use of your time, that you are able to you can work and study and be at the same location all at the same time. The environment is full of opportunity, and I hope that you will see it. I'll give you a small story. Years ago, my favorite auntie, she was the last born in my mom's family. My mom is firstborn. She was the last born, and for all of us cousins, all her nephews and her nieces, all of them, she was their favorite auntie. That was very unique, because can you imagine a single person who is the favorite of all the nephews and nieces? And I remember one time going to just have a talk with her, because she had a condition in which she progressively lost her sight and then completely lost her sight. But then she continued working and all, and she was in the IT department. He was very curious, going to have a talk and say, Auntie, how? Just we started talking, and then she told me about how the first time she boarded a plane, and she just woke up one weekend alikasirika tu akaenda akapanda ndege to and then local flight, and then akaenda Ushago. And then she told me about, and I asked her, so, hey, there's so many things you have dared to do, and you just dared to do. She said, yeah, you see, now I can't see. Can you imagine if I had postponed boarding a plane? Now seeing hata nikiboard sahi sitaona kitu, and so we were laughing over that. And then she did a course called ICDL, whatever are professional courses now. Back then, it used to be computer packages. It used to be, have you done Microsoft Excel, Word, and all that? So back then, when ICT came, what was a professional course was something like ICDL. It was called International Computer Driving License. That's a very interesting name, but that was like the course. Like there, some of you can say, I've done, I don't know what, associate AWS or what. That was the course back then. And she had finished college and began working. She was, I think, in Kenya Polytechnic, and began working in a government parastatal. Then she pushed herself, schooled herself, and Strathmore was offering that course. She did it. And then she was moved to the IT department and started doing support work for IT. Meanwhile, her condition got worse. And now, when she completely lost her sight, she had gained sufficient skill in the ICT. And remember, ICT was very new, such that she was giving people phone support. So the company retained her throughout her lifetime, because she was giving, people would call her, like, computer yangu, there were no laptops. So my computer, haina hii, haifanyi, then she would guide them. Just click like this. And she has lost her sight. Do this, this. And then it works. She would give people guidance on. So she was like the support. She was like the support for the office. Now, what made her relevant? She took advantage of the opportunity she had. While people had done other courses and all, there was this new thing that had come. She sacrificed and went and did it. It looked crazy. What is this course you're doing? What is this new thing that you're doing? She did it. When she lost her sight, she remained relevant in her company and in the parastatal. And she was there until she passed on some years ago. But she was there. But she really taught me one thing: taking advantage of the opportunity that you have. She remained. She had done her adventure, flown, seen how it is being in the air. But that was her dream. And then she remained relevant in her company even when she lost sight, because she did a course that was in vogue. She did a course that was she had the opportunity. And so I want to encourage us that this is the time for you to identify. I'm not here to exalt one course over another. That's not, if you look at it like that, you're getting it wrong. I'm not here to exalt one company or type of qualification over another. Like you can say, oh, Microsoft is better than Azure, Google is better than, aviatrics, what. That's not the point. The point is, everybody has a path and everybody has an opportunity. If you take yours and use it, maybe yours is that certification that a door has been opened to do. Part of my schooling, I schooled a lot on scholarships. A lot of part of my schooling, scholarship. And the time I was doing some of the courses I didn't really see it as a privilege but I just did it. And even I didn't even know what will this help me, but the opportunity was given to me. So I gave it my best shot. And up to now, I don't regret because they have opened many doors for me. So some of you have opportunities. You don't always have to know where this opportunity will take you. Like for my aunt, she didn't know that she will completely run blind. All she knew is that there is this new course that has come and it appears to really sharpen people and give them an edge in the market. And she did it. And she obtained a distinguished position in her job such that when she completely lost her sight, she remained relevant. And the MD insisted, I had a power desk special. This one has to remain in the company. So you may not know why you have an urge to do a certain course or to upskill yourself. I want to urge us to continue upskilling ourselves with whatever you have. Even if yes, what you have is the academic opportunity that you have in school. That is good. That is upskilling. Give it your best shot because some of you, your opportunity is maybe not adding a professional course to yourself, but just making good of just that first degree or first college certificate that you're getting. Make it good because your work ethic takes you very far. Sometimes you go to work and you can know one of my first jobs I did. There were two sister companies, and after working there for about 3 months, the general manager of the other company came up to me and said, Eric, can you get me three? He said two, was it two or three people who are like yourself? It's just who are like yourself. Now, remember now, your name is at stake because whoever I call up and say, hey, there's a job here, it's my name is at stake there because they need to perform. So guess what I do? I remember my classmates and I remember guys who had a good work ethic, and those are the guys I called up. And I also remember the guys who were just not taking things seriously and I couldn't call them. So, and when these guys came, upon that recommendation, they got the jobs. So there's a thing about when people are observing your work ethic. People are observing how you work. Even some of you have a lot of certification, but the person who does not yet have an opportunity for certification may get a job before you, but where they are, there's an opportunity for you. But they will remember you because you have the certifications and they know your work ethic. And that's what I'm saying. We are not exalting one over another, but then this is your environment of opportunity. Whatever your opportunity looks like, make the good out of it. Some of you have a chance to start working early. Make it count. Some of you have a chance to do a professional course. Give it your best, sacrifice, late nights, whatever it takes. This is a time you have a very good chance to stretch yourself. You can sleep late, wake up early, whatever it takes. This is your chance. Yeah. Some of you can now balance between working and studying. Just make the most, sharpen yourself. And I want to debunk a wrong philosophy. I'm calling it the illegal separation of education from the marketplace. That is a wrong philosophy. If you live like that, you're gonna miss it. You see, learning is just this word a continuum. Continuum. It's not like like the way you have colors of a rainbow is a continuum, from white to black with all the colors in between. Learning is like that. Learning is a continuum. It's a lifetime process. There's a season or a period in which you're purely in school. It's academic. Then there's a season you're purely at work. And there's a season maybe it's both of them are coexisting. It's just one continent. If you don't put your mind that there is the anytime your academics, alafu kuna job. What happens is if you segment your life wrongly like that, you will fail to see how your academics and your present life in school connect to the job world. You'll fail to see how building good relationships in school directly affects your other life after school. You'll fail to see how developing soft skills like being a good communicator flows into your workplace. It's just a continuum. That it's all one thing. So don't illegally separate education from the marketplace. Because what I've found is that sometimes when people have that kind of separation, they conduct themselves in school in a way that really wastes the opportunities that they have, like opportunities for exposure, opportunities for knowledge, opportunities for networking, opportunities to build good relationships, opportunities to coach yourself, how to talk, stand a few people. When we were going to do our presentation, in our presentations in school, I remember we gathered five of us and we started doing mock. Okay, you present, then others are taking notes, then they correct you, feedback. Okay, present again. Okay, feedback, present again, someone else, let's do this again. And I can tell you, when we started, we were all so bad. But when we finished, the day we were doing our presentation, I can remember those five guys, their presentations were among the best, in terms of just the way they conduct themselves. Why? Because they took advantage to have mock opportunities. And all of those people right now are in industry and they're doing quite well. So I want to just debunk that from philosophy. And I want us to have a call for action. First, let me put a caution. What is an opportunity now will not always be an opportunity. Yeah. But the thing is, if you use your opportunity well, you have a better chance tomorrow when things change. You see. So for my auntie, our opportunity was doing ICDL at that time. Right now, ICDL is completely, some of you have never even heard of it. Yeah. Like doing packages, like right now, it is assumed you know how to use Word and Excel and all that. It's assumed you can do all those things. Yeah. So what was an opportunity before? Even you guys, some of these certifications you're doing, it's an opportunity right now. Tomorrow it might not be an opportunity. Therefore, take a full advantage when something is an opportunity. You tend to be better prepared for the next wave, for the next trend, for the next disruption if you used well what is there today. But you can't waste today and hope that you will take advantage of the wave of tomorrow. It doesn't work like that. So it's just a caution that you guys, you have your time. You use your time well. Mark your friends well. Build the right qualities right now. This is your chance. Now to finish with a call for action. A call for action, just to share with you some ideas of how you can take full advantage of what you have, the space that you have and the opportunity you have. Number one, grow in knowledge. Grow in knowledge. You have access to internet. This is resource cloud. You have access to your libraries. You have access to people who can coach and mentor you. You have access to through your books, through your teachers and friends. Grow in knowledge. Pick areas of interest. Right now, you can be versatile. You don't need to be too narrow right now because you are still also unlearning who you are. You still don't know who you are fully. So grow in knowledge. Have a hunger for knowledge. People love learners. People love employing learners. Secondly, improve your relationships. That I will emphasize. Improve your relationships. Sustainable success is built around relationships. That, take it from me and take it from many others who have learned. Sustainable success is built around relationships. I have seen the worst of people in terms of people with wrong attitudes, but they are the smartest. I was once taught by somebody who was the smartest in their class because they had finished years before me in that course. They were top in their class. They left a record in that school in terms of how they passed and all that. They had the worst of relationship and the worst of attitudes, and they never progressed in life. And I finished school, left him there. There's just something. How can you be the smartest person and you're not progressing? His problem was relationship. So improve your relationship. Be highly relatable. Be a good friend. Be a good networker. Be someone who connects people to opportunities. Improve your relationship. And it's about time you cut off relationships that are not taking you anywhere. You do not owe anyone. Yeah, you do not owe anyone your life. You guys are on this. You are on a path. Kama mnaenda pamoja muende. If not, make the hard decision, but you will not regret it. Number three, practice soft skills. I had somebody say networking. My head went to like, oh, now someone is practicing networking. Then Then I had them, they're talking about networking of like the Cisco networking. I was like, okay, that is good. Technical skills are good, but remember, put a lot of weight on also the networking skills. Don't fear events, my people. Expose yourself to events, go to events, anything that will give you exposure. Some of you are in clubs that can give you very good exposure. Grab opportunities to MC, grab opportunities to talk before people, grab opportunities to network, learn to talk, learn to present yourself. Some of you, I can see brilliant minds here. If you don't talk, you'll be outsmarted by someone who is good at expressing themselves. And soft skills is not about being talkative, it's just being relatable. That if you're put in a table and you're all strangers, you can hold a conversation. You can hold a conversation. I want to challenge you. These are things you can practice while in school. And finally, I like using it this way: run lawfully. Run lawfully. In other words, every success has a moral code. Yeah, every success has a moral code. There's a way just values can take you further than skills can. And so let people know you beyond being a smart guy, beyond being a guy of certification. This is the lady who has all the certifications. Beyond being that, be known for your ethics, because those are the things that take you beyond, they give you a visibility and take you beyond what any skill can take you. And your skills only find relevance as far as your values are concerned. Otherwise, you're going to use your good skills to destroy people. Yeah, there's a certain level of career growth. There's a certain level you cannot break through without values. There's only the skills take you only so far. There's a certain level kutoka hapo, especially when you start flowing into leadership roles, people management roles, when those things require ethics. Yeah, and you can practice in school. Yeah, so you do not lose by by practicing these skills. So I encourage you to work hard. Encourage you, don't dab in school. I don't know what word is used nowadays. Build good ethics. If you pass your exams in an unlawful way, don't think that when you go to work you will suddenly transform. Utabaki tu hivyo, and you won't progress. So I mean, take the hard route, but you'll benefit. It will make a difference in your life. So I hope that has been helpful. Just thought to share those little like big brother tips and no commanding you anything, but just sharing with you what I'm seeing working out here, and hope you've gained something from that. Let me return back to Jemo.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Eric. I see, yeah, we are at 9:55 p.m. now. Thank you so much for keeping time. That was amazing. My key takeaway are every generation has an opportunity, and right now we are in a versatile industry. Try out tools. We have different tools. Take advantage and sacrifice, and remain relevant. That was amazing, and thank you so much. So at this point, I would like to, welcome anyone with any question that you want to ask our speaker. Right, take this opportunity to ask as many questions as you wish to, so that Eric can answer them. So if you have any question, just raise up your hand, and I'll give you the opportunity. Awesome. I see Asante. Yeah, you can go ahead.
Hello, RCA. Hello, Eric. Thanks for being here. My question is two-parter. Uh, Firstly, is what did you do in uni? And if it was a technical subject, how did you, there's the whole stereotype, and I find myself being in the same kind of way of focus so much on the technical stuff and the hard skills and shifting your mind towards like the whole ethical and value driven side of technology, of which we're seeing, as you've said, is a big component of getting a job and growing in the sector. Thanks.
Okay, thanks for that. So I did in JK I did a electronic engineering. Yeah, James told me nowadays it's called Triple E. Yeah, that's what I did in JK Watt. And then I also did international business administration from USIU, and then other courses. But let me just pick those two. Okay, so the shift from being technical and to business and all that, that one came. I think I have to confess the time in the business school really helped me, because in USIU we did a lot of presentations, we did a lot of group works, and you had to be thrust out there learning to talk and all that. So when I got my first job, I remember I really had to draw out of that, because what the technical helped me is to understand the technology. Like I could read technological material and ask the right questions. I could easily absorb it and put two and two together until I understood how the products, telecommunications, things work and all that. However, from the word go, I was thrust into a business development and a sales role. So I had to really grow in terms of talking to people and in terms of learning to translate technical knowledge into business language. So it was a steep learning curve because I was thrown into it, but I asked a lot of questions, and I tagged along with my boss, who was very good at the soft skills. So there are some soft skills that are best acquired by experience than some things are best caught than taught. So but in the meantime, I kept identifying where I have gaps. Like I realized listening skills and communication skills. So I would try and go to the internet and read a little bit about how to develop your listening, or buy a book that would help me in an area that I've identified. But I realized I was accelerated when I hung around people who are good at the skill I was lacking, and it easily rubbed, because you pick examples. So this is how you ask questions. So this is how you grow. Then the more you do that, the better you become. Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Erick, for that. Is it okay, Asante?
It was very good. Thanks.
Awesome. Thank you. Any other question? I see Daniel Gitari. Go ahead, Dan.
Hello, everyone. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so my question to Erick is, I've heard you said like you did business administration. So let's say for me today, you see the way they're like, if you want to do AWS certifications, you have certifications for that, like the solutions architect. If I want to later on pivot into the business side of things, are there certifications that you would really advise someone to do? Or would you advise for someone to do, for example, a master's in business administration? Or are there certifications or short courses you can do to try pivot from technical to business side? Thank you.
Yes. So the way the market is structured, that is such that nearly every product, whether AWS, whether Google, Microsoft, even Fortinet, all of these products, Cisco, the way technology is structured is such that there are always two learning paths. So there will be the business learning path and the technical learning path. And how all these giants, technical giants, or how these good products get into the market. And even when someone is developing their own software, because some of you are better off being employing yourselves, you always find that there's a business side and a technical learning path. So I would advise you is that whatever your area of interest, you can do the certifications that are business. When you go to the website or wherever, you'll always find that they have defined learning path for anyone taking the business track and the learning path for anyone taking the technical track. So pick your area, if it's AWS, and then find the AWS learning path that is for the business. You will go all the way to, I think it stops somewhere at a cloud practitioner thereabout, and that would really help you. And then there are other little courses that you can keep doing within the same environment. They may not get your certification, but maybe an accreditation or something that are more business oriented. That's one. Number two, it's okay to also just get curious, to generally look for even little videos in LinkedIn or YouTube that just generally talk about an area in business that you want to grow in. Yeah, maybe how to pitch, or how to build a business proposal, or whichever area in business that you're interested in. It's okay to also just learn little clips and things out there that can help you.
Great. Thank you for that. I hope that answers your question, Dan.
Yes, it does. Thank you very much.
Awesome. Welcome. We can have one more question from the audience. Anyone with any burning question to ask Erick? Okay, Samson Nyekuri. Can go ahead.
Thank you, James. Hi, Erick.
Hi.
Thank you for your presentation. Mine today is just to echo and for people to understand how important the work ethic is. Because I'd like to share that I was once in an experience where we had someone who had not yet graduated, and we had someone who had a master's and someone who had a bachelor's with a first class, and they were all going for the same job. But the person that had not yet graduated got the job because he had the work ethic. He had the hunger for knowledge, information, and this is something that should not, like, people should really put more effort on the work ethic and, being able to do the correct things, ask the right questions, and listen with intention. So I just wanted to also echo that point. Thank you.
Awesome, Samson. Thank you so much for that. We really appreciate, and I hope guys, you are listening, and at least note down some few things that are your takeaways that definitely will help you in your near future and in your pursuit for a job, and just remaining relevant. Thank you so much, Samson, for that. And at this point, I'll return to Erick for him to give us a final word, and we call it a session. Thank you so much, Erick.
All right. Thank you, James, and the entire RCA fraternity. It's an honor to have met all of you, and I would encourage you to continue with this kind of conversations and dialogue. And whenever I'm sure that you'll always get exposure. There are so many talented, there's so many experienced people out there who have got a lot of exposure. And each time you get a hold of them, treasure those moments. You get to listen to guys. Always pick out one action point. It's the best way to start. Pick one simple point of action from every presentation and go and begin applying it the same day or the same week. Just try out something. Yeah, and it will help you. And I'd like to also encourage you that whatever little effort you do towards the right direction, whether it's to grow in knowledge, improve yourself, become a better person, or grow in your work ethic, it may look small, especially when you're in the level of school or beginning out in your career, but those small things have a very big impact later in life. Yeah. So please continue with the small little good actions. Those micro steps are the ones that cause changes later on in your future. But I wish you the very best. May those of you with exams, I wish you the very best to pass, and overall to graduate. And those who are looking for jobs, I wish you the very best. Those of you who want to start business, I wish you the very best. May you prosper, may you grow, and remember each other in your kingdoms. Sawa sawa.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Erick Odipo, for that. And we also wish you well in working at Silicon Overdrive. And thank you so much. When we extend an invitation the second time, kindly, find time and talk to us again. It was a pleasure hosting you, and we wish you well. It to our community, thank you so much for creating time. I know it's late, and I know you've not wasted your time. You've learned one or two things from our speaker and what you've shared, and let it go a long way in helping you in this, in this life. Thank you so much, and I wish you a great night, and see you on Thursday. Thank you. Bye bye. Thank you, Eric.
Happy
Bye-bye.
birthday, Eric.
Oh
Happy
yeah,
And
yeah. Happy birthday, brother.
happy birthday
Thank you.
Yeah.
and good night.
And good night.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Cheers. Cheers.
Bye bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.